losing, purchasing power on foolish out there. It's not our fault, blame the cult. It's the political cowards. When it comes to gas, I purchasing power just got cut in half. I sit back and laugh, open my bag, fill it with stacks and sats. Bitcoin, bumping, altcoins, bumping. I've been prepared for this. Can't tell me nothing.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality. We're hearing from clients around the world.
Bitcoin, bumping, altcoins, bumping. I've been prepared for this.
And I believe crypto will play that type of role as
Bitcoin, bumping, altcoin, bumping.
we are hearing from clients around the world.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Crypto, depending on how you think about it.
We got a great show lined up today. Everybody, as you pour in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got some great charts to be breaking down. So let's get it. Throw a 1 in chat if you are ready to look at these charts. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the BitLab Academy stream. I don't know why. I hope it's not glitching on your end. We got these charts are starting to look incredible. I mean, they've been looking great for some time, but we're looking right here. Bitcoin breaking out. Ethereum. Let's actually come over here. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Ethereum breaking out. We can see right here. Polygon breaking out. I'm so glad we layered into that. Aerodrome absolutely melting faces. I actually just took a little bit of profits on this and I wrote it into, I sent it over to an exchange and picked up 2 more altcoins added to my portfolio. I'll be telling you what those are here in a second. It's going to tie in to what we're talking about today in terms of that next trend. Yes, these things are pumping, but what's not pumping yet? How do we get those max gains? Everybody, let me know. Throw an emoji, anything fun, anything playful, throw a positive emoji in the chat right now. If audio, visual, everything is looking good. We got to talk about what's going on in these markets because, hey man, I've been making some moves, you know, making those money moves. That's right. I'm making those money moves in that portfolio because I feel like we're getting into that last chance. Yes, right. You heard it right here. I see the Mr. Muchachos in the live chat. I see all those emojis. I see the crazy chicken. Shout out to all the BitLab members here that have all of the beakers next to their name. I see they're all filling up. So you guys have been members for some time. You guys keep the channel going. So thank you for that. I got some great alpha to share with you today. So everybody, if you haven't yet, let's make sure that let's just drive up. Let's set some records. Let's break out on that like button, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. We got some things to talk about. So let's go ahead and dive in to what it is we got to talk about today. Man, Bitcoin back above 69, almost to 70. And you know what? The thumbnail today for this stream, I was discussing, oh, are we going to hit up to $70,000 again? That's before we even broke out. I set that thumbnail. I mean, when did I set the thumbnail? I set the thumbnail. Let's see, this is a 1-hour chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I set the thumbnail down here when we were at 66 and we're getting right up on that $70,000 mark. We're talking about where is this going next? Is this a reversal? Is this inverted head and shoulders with another inverted head and shoulders within it? It's like the bulls were stacking into this. The bears are trying to do everything they can to move this down, whipsaw back up, whipsaw back down, but they are bullish patterns within this bearish breakdown. This is why when we're looking at the chart and we feel so fearful because price has been moving down, let's zoom in a little bit and let's get some structure because the structure will tell you what that narrative is alluding to. If we look at this on the 3-day chart, holy moly, right here, this was very scary, right? But when you get into the context on the 2-hour or on the 1-hour, you can see the structure here. Move down, W pattern up, topping pattern down, bottoming pattern up. Okay, we came right into, we had already formed this resistance here, break down, W pattern up, reverse back down at resistance, W pattern up at resistance, down, W pattern, and we have a higher low here. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 higher lows. This is not even considering the inverted head and shoulders, the nested inverted head and shoulders. There were signals here that were suggesting this move, this liquidity capture to the downside was just that, a liquidity capture to the downside. We have a lot to talk about here because there are coins moving around. We see if we come back over here, let's go to the 24-hour. Are we on the watch list? Just want to make sure we're on the watch list. Aerodrome, absolute monster call on this one. We shared this one in the BitLab Discord before we shared it here on stream, but I just took a little bit of profits off this. I'm up massively. If we look at this on Aerodrome, let's go to all-time Aerodrome, up $6,000 on this. We only put in like 1,000 or something, maybe even less than that. I'm not even sure, but we're up massively on this. And I just took 2,000 out and I rotated it into one coin that I did get this weekend and a new coin that I haven't gotten yet, which means I did not have to go into my bank account to buy or add to these positions. Did I do some of that this weekend? You bet I did. I am cash poor. Throw a 1 in chat right now if you are cash poor but crypto heavy, because that's what this is about for me right now. I'm trying to put my money to work. My question for you right now, are you putting your money to work? Are you putting your fiat currency? I am cash poor. We should all be absolutely cash poor right now. I am not a financial advisor, but I will advise you on how you can absolutely capitalize on the profits in this market. But it's going to be up to you. It's your determination. It's your distinction. It's your due diligence that can allocate where you're putting capital and when. I don't want to hold it in dollars. I'm cash poor because I want my crypto to do the work for me, especially with this coming bull market. If you can get behind that, if you want more of that, follow us for more and be here at the BitLab Academy on our daily streams. We break this down. So hit that follow. Let's do it. Now, I think we need to go ahead and dive into some of these other topics that we have to talk about here because, I mean, NEAR, I think, is going to be a monster this bull run. Ethereum, I still think, has so much left in this, and I think this is going to shock people. There's a lot of narratives tied to Ethereum, though, because what happens with the ETF will likely cause a little bit of a wave in liquidity and volatility, both to the upside and downside. If the ETF doesn't get passed, there will be a little bit of a pause in the exuberance that could come into Ethereum. If it does get passed, approved, and launched as quickly as Bitcoin was back in January, approved, next day launched, then we're going to see Ethereum absolutely melt faces. But Render, the graph, Fetch AI. Let's see if there's any other ones on here. Yeah, these AI plays. We just saw over the weekend an article that Saudi Arabia has earmarked $40 billion to invest in artificial intelligence. Now, we do see Render and a lot of the AI plays have been writing. We want to think that maybe they're writing the correlation with what's going on with NVIDIA. But if that's the case, even if that's true, then if there's massive billions, tens of billions of dollars that are getting invested from a state sovereign, you better believe that that industry may have another run in it. We also see ONDO and that real world asset tokenization has been moving quite well, up 114% on that. And this one has so much more room to go as well, I do believe. Cardano is still sitting a little flat. You know, it's only up 34% since we entered February 7th. But this is one of those projects that has so much development on it that we have to not just think, oh, I'm bored, this sucks, I'm going to move to something else. That's when it's going to start moving. This is one of those ones, it's going to run at its own pace. When it does explode, it'll explode when other things aren't likely. It's always good to have coins like that in your portfolio. Chainlink's the same way. It's the one that front ran the rest of the market. I added 92 more Chainlink this weekend. We're up to 366 now, and we're only up 4% on this. Now, do I not invest in it? Do I not add to it because it hasn't moved? No. If you believe in a project and it hasn't moved and other stuff has, that's one of those ones that you should be investing more into. And again, this is all up to your analysis. It's all up to what your time horizon is and if you're able to be patient. So I have a question for you right now. Everybody flowing in. The markets are feeling good. If you don't know who I am, my name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to the BitLab Academy stream. And if you haven't yet, let's do the entire crypto market a favor right now and show some love to that like button. Look down below this video. If it doesn't say subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. Subscribe and join our community because we got some great things. We're doing giveaways regularly. I'm doing a $100 giveaway Tomorrow, it's going to be here live on air on the BitLab stream. And so hit that subscribe button. Be a part of this community. We're keeping you on the right side of this. We got some things to talk about, though. Let's talk about this liquidation map. This is relatively high. This is very good. This feels good, but we know that windshield wiper method. Now, I got a full video Josh and I did. We're going to be releasing soon. And some deals we're going to give you with High Block here, so you can get involved on High Block as well. But this bar right here, this windshield wiper method, what happens when a windshield wiper goes all the way over to one side? It tends to come back. So as exuberant as we are right now, we have to be aware that there is a possibility for price action to come to the downside. Now, does downside mean this rally's over? No. It means the rally is doing the work it needs to do, and it's going to be up to the bulls, and it will signal to us where those bulls come in and defend an area. So when we look at charts like this right here, where is it at? This right here. I shared this on my Twitter. If you're not following me, what are you doing? Come over here. Make sure you're following the one and only Kelly Kellam, Kelly Kellam. But this right here is an important data point. These gaps, more often than not, it's something like, it depends on how you, how much historical analysis you do, but somewhere to the tune of 85 to 95% of all gaps get filled, meaning some of these markets that are adjacent to crypto do close on the weekend, like CME futures. They close just like the traditional stock market because it is traded as a traditional asset that has basically Bitcoin exposure. This is the CME futures. Closed Friday here, opened Sunday here. We have this gap below us. We have a gap down to 64,125. This suggests that if we do get a little exuberant, we need, like bull market activities, all bull trends do, have some sort or likely retest down into the zone, which would do two effective things. It would clear out some of the liquidity that may start building up in here in terms of leveraged positions, open interest, but it would also close this gap. And if we are able to hold within this gap area, meaning the price action potentially comes down into this 64.2, 64, let's just call it 64.2, that would also effectively still have a higher low. That would be incredibly wonderful. So if we're aware of this, we don't have to have a conniption fit because the price isn't up only. When you look at it on a monthly basis, holy moly, we have been doing absolutely the Lord's work here. We zoom in here, this has been up only. I mean, since September 1st, 2023, this has been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months in a row up only. But when you get down here to the 24-minute chart, sometimes you see this and it's like, oh my God, it's over. No, it's not. This is opportunity, baby. This is if you are here to absolutely destroy this market in terms of taking profits and changing your life, then this is what we are looking for, is opportunity in the charts when they present and when we are available with our strategy, with dry capital, dry powder on the sideline, and the ability to take a shot when everybody else is scared. That's when you crush it in this market. So if you can get behind that, throw a 1 in chat. Maybe I'll give something away today if we can get over. We got 240 people in the room right now. If we get 240 likes, I will Venmo $100 to you all in the chat. And the way we're going to draw it is if you come over to the BitLab Academy page right here, come to this page, retweet this tweet. If we get 240 likes by the end of the stream, I will give away $100 of it, and I'll send it right here on air, baby. I will be drawing randomly from the people that retweet this page. Retweet and hit the like button. We will do a random comment picker, and that's how we'll do it. So everybody, show some love. Do your work in this community by helping crypto stay alive in this media arena of YouTube by hitting that like button and subscribing. So let's go. I'm pumped. I am bullish as I can't even say the word because my mother would wash my mouth out with soap. So we saw the liquidation level. This is very high where this bar is. We also see a positive, very, very increased positive delta here. This does set up the opportunity for price action to have a washout to the downside. Yes. How could you say that, Kelly? We just started getting going. Oh my God, it started reversing. We can't ignore potentials for washouts, baby. Let's go. Let's look for washouts so we don't get left behind. You stay in the lead by buying the red. That's what we do here, all right? We are just tapping at that, let's see, 69,966. Have we hit 70 yet? Look at that, the high right here, open, high, low, close, all the data you need from each individual candle. As you move your mouse, you see that changes. So we tapped on the Bitstamp chart right at $70,000. Well, let's see what happens. Now we got some stuff that we need to go through because look at this, slicing into this liquidity zone. What have we told you all? What have I told you on a regular basis here? On these high block charts, these liquidation heat maps, when you have a lot of bright yellow colors like this, green and yellow, the brighter it is, the more of a magnet it is. Why? Because those are liquidity zones that market makers and smart big money knows that if they push the exuberance into that area, then they know they can get orders filled. And it also makes price action move very quickly if there's a lot of buyers behind that other than just market makers, because then you start getting forced liquidations in the shorts, which causes an automatic triggered buy that has to happen to close that position. Shorts get closed by buys, longs get closed by sells. Does that make sense? So when we see these magnets up here of color, we need to pay attention when our price action is in here, because we very well may just slice right the hell through this, but we got to let it play out time over time, right? So let's go ahead. Let's talk about, was there anything that sort of gave us refuse non-essential cookies? Was there anything that gave us a signal? Well, on this chart from Trader Tardigrade, the RSI was sort of leading the signal here with this downtrend, rejection, rejection, rejection. The RSI not only broke out, but what have we also talked about a lot on this channel? That 50% mark. See on the right-hand side, there's so much data in these in TradingView or whatever charting platform you use that some people don't even look at it. When you put your mouse, see how I'm moving my mouse? Look over here on the right, you can see the percentage basis. So when my mouse is here, you see it's at 82%, here at 9%. So when my mouse is over here, I can give myself data by utilizing the available data that's presented on the chart. So where's RSI at right now? 87%. See, I'm looking over here on the right. So what we want to do is when we're looking at the daily, now we're looking just down here. We can double click on this if we want. We can see that this is, this came down and dipped. Look at this, inverted head and shoulders on RSI as well. But this pushed back, look at this, rejected at the 51, 52, rejected at 51. And then this broke back to the upside. Stochastics bottomed on the upside. Look at this, on the daily, money flow increasing. The VWAP came way down and is now back above the zero line, and the momentum is rolling over, giving us a large wave and then a much smaller wave. So things are looking bullish as they can be right now. That does not discount the possibility of some sort of pullback along the way. So 4-hour time frame, huge volume right here. Remember, we were prepared, not saying it will, but we were prepared for price action to come all the way down to this. Why? It's a short-term holder cost basis. And we know where we're at in terms of the halving, 98% of the way there. But I want to show you what I'm talking about just to reinstill this. We have to think about this all the time because we need to make sure we understand what's going on. This is at, look at this. It's all the way up to, look at that number, 55,555. If that's not a lucky number, I don't know what is. And this couldn't even get down there. This is how much bullishness is in the market. It's going to be very interesting today to see what sort of buying pressure or net positive flows, if we get them, comes in with the GBTC. If there's a reduction in the outflows, if there's a new exuberance in the inflows, is the Genesis, what was it? Not bankruptcy. There was a lot of selling pressure from, I think it was Genesis over this last week as well. Maybe that has exhausted itself. There's a lot of things at play right now, but are we overheated? Are we too overheated? This aggregate of on-chain data suggests, let's look at how high this is. The last time it was this high was over here, January 2nd-ish, beginning of January 2021. But even though it was that high, did that mark the top? No, we still went from January all the way to ultimately to the top, January 2021 to November 2021. That's 10 more months, 11 months. Okay, what happened back here when we got up in this region? Okay, August 2017 to where was the top? December. So that was August, September, October, November, December. That was 4 months. So I would argue, based on this metric, even as hot as we are in terms of the aggregate of all this data from on-chain data, it suggests that we have somewhere between 4 months, and I think it'd be longer than 11 months, but 4 to 16 months. I don't think we have 4 months. I think what's happening right now is that the market feels in some ways overheated because we've never been able to account for this massive amount of hundreds of millions into the billions of dollars of traditional asset inflows into Bitcoin. That's what comes with all these ETFs. It gives new access points to not only individuals, mom and pops, retail, but also institutions and corporations, sovereign wealth funds, pension funds, etc. So it makes some of the data right now feel like it's overheated when in reality, we have so much higher to go. So if you like the sound of that, we want to see where this market's going, and we want to make sure that we stay on top of capturing as much profit as possible and positioning ourselves not only with Bitcoin, but altcoins as well to dominate the profits in this cycle. Follow us for more so we can help get you there, because that's what this is about. This is community. Now, if this seems so overheated, what do we contend with when we see the reserve risk that is still so low? When this is very low, it's a very positive asymmetrical risk reward opportunity, meaning the risk is mitigated or relatively so low that the reward, the potential reward, far outweighs the risk. That's why this is called the reserve risk. In addition to this is basically taking a metric of the price as it relates to also the strength of the long-term holders. The long-term holders determine a lot about this market, bottoms and tops. And so when you have this still so low, this suggests we have so much further to go. Similarly, if we put this on the 0 and zoom in right here, we can see that this is a ratio basically of the realized profits being taken. This was a little overheated in the short term, but look at this, came all the way back down, tapped into some people being at a loss on a ratio basis. And then now this is working its way all the way back up to about right here. Wash out. My question to you right now is, are you willing to forego having a strategy and tune in only to your emotions of the situation for you to be here for the many months that you've likely been here? Everybody that's in the chat right now, and comment down below if you're watching later, what is your born on date in crypto? What month, what year? Some of you have only been here in the last couple weeks. The majority of you, I've guessed the majority of you have been here for over a year, and there are probably about 15 to 25% that have been here for 3 years or more. But the point is, everybody's here on a different time basis in terms of how much experience they have. But everybody wants to profit in this market. Those that are utilizing strategy will. Those that are not utilizing strategy, they're only tuned into, oh, I'm scared. Well, give me your damn money now then. Stop wasting everybody's time. You're wasting your own time, stress, energy, your families. But you're here because you want to learn. And that's what we're here to do. I want you to win in this market. I want you to tune into strategy in the data, not the emotions that these market makers do to push you to sell, especially with where we're at in this market. Look at that. We got in 2019, December 2019, 2017, Barbaric Puma, what's up? 2021, Alexander G's been making strides in those three. Damn, 2021 was only 3 years ago. Last week, Alex Green said, I doubt that because I've known you for 3 or 4 years in this space. April 2016, Michael B. He's the oldest one in here so far. Only 3 years. Yeah, he's been here 3 years. Okay. Chris Pfaff, 2019. Yo, everybody, we're doing the work. We're doing the crypto lord's work right here. Now, still setting up for potential upside. Why do I say that? The majority of coins are moving out of exchanges into private holdings. Positive, positive, positive. So when we look at this and we see Bitcoin breaking out of this pattern, there's kind of a dual pattern we have here. We have the broadening wedge. We also have this falling channel. Both are bullish patterns. Broadening wedge, angle down, tends to break to the bullish side. Falling channel, angle down, tends to break bullish. In addition to that, then we have this smaller inverted head and shoulders here, also broke bullish, came up, tested back down, and then launched. Not only that, we cleared this level. Do you all remember in the BitLab Academy Discord last week, some point, I think it was right here. What did I say? Said I wouldn't be shocked to see the price test the 69 to 70K level before continuing to move to the upside. So testing that area. I was talking about the 69K level because, and this was for the members in the BitLab Academy Premium Discord. That's because we can see, we zoom this across, let's pull this across, rejection inside, bounce on the bottom, bounce within this, bounce on the bottom, kind of a rejection right here, support rejection within this channel, rejection on the bottom. And look at this, we sliced right through it. This is the conviction of bulls. They said, we're not taking profit to this level. We're ready to move. Now, be careful right now that this move isn't a two-way whipsaw trap, that this moves up, commits long, buds people out, and moves down very sharply, closes that CME futures gap, gets people committed short to then resolve back to the upside. Now, ultimately, on this inverted head and shoulders target, the target's up here at $74,500. This would also effectively, let's see, option H. Is there any price action before that? Remember, this was all-time high. So effectively, once we get to this level right here, basically $73,800, $74,000, then we'll essentially be entering price discovery. This also suggests that once the price does, if and when it does get there soon, maybe this week, maybe next week, if we do get into this region, suggests that there may be a little bit of a selling pressure when we get into this. We've seen in previous price action, when we come into very known zones, 25,000, this area right here, 25 and 30,000 was a very big, let's go to the 8 hour. But this zone right here, you see we pushed up into 30,000 down, pushed up into 30,000 down, and then we did the work. Similarly, when we came up into the $64,000 region, remember we got up here, $68,000, it felt right here was the first, 63.8. That pseudo all-time high from the first top of 2022, whenever that last cycle top was. Sell-off, consolidation. And then we get the push up. We actually get to that previous all-time high, sell-off. And then we worked our way up to here. So let's watch what happens as a price action does push into the zone. Right now, I wouldn't just be, unless you're holding for a year or more, like, minimum 6 months, I would not be buying this green candle. If you are trading this, I would be looking for where this comes down to find support, where the test to the downside is. Because we can see exuberance, small candle, larger candle, increasing bullish momentum. Volume also up on these three. But then volume down on this candle and the candle smaller, suggesting we may be currently setting up for potential either bull flag or actual move down to test these previous range, sort of this, $68,000 zone where this, yellow line is. Now, similarly, let's go over to Ethereum. Ethereum, look at this. Rejection, breakout, come down, test, W pattern up. This telegraphed all the signals, just in price action alone. Now, when you throw on the BitLab trading stack, you can see, look, broke through the trend signal line, came up, kind of got held hostage right here at the weekly VWAP. And once it broke through, it whipsawed up, back down, and then launched. Now it's kind of finding support right here on the trend signal line, and move to the upside. So on a move down, we want to watch, one, this $3,500 level, but then also if we do lose that, coming down to test a weekly VWAP wouldn't be out of the question. This is exciting because it's up. It doesn't mean we forget down. Now we also see ONDO making some absolute moves. I shared this in the short that I did this morning on the BitLab stream. Actually, I forgot to post this right here. Let me go over here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. I meant to share that. Let me go ahead and, okay, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. I meant to share it in the Telegram too. Let me go ahead and do that. The Joshua Jake Telegram. All right. Bull flag, look at this, boom, coming up. The target on this bull flag is all the way up here at $1.32. Now, as it stands right now, look at this, rejection, rejection. This is picture perfect as well. Rejection, rejection, rejection. We break through, we come down on the trend line, this resistance, find support, and then move up. Find support now on the trend signal line, move up. Find support on the weekly VWAP, move up. Showing a little bit of weakness here. We moved below the trend signal line and coming up with the lower high. This is suggesting that we may have a little bit of either sideways price action or potentially even a little bit of a dip down. I think it's going to be largely governed by what happens with the Bitcoin price right now. If we have that washout down to 65,064 to get that CME futures gap closed, then this will likely be moving down as well. But this is shaping up beautifully. We gave you ONDO, I think February 8th or February 9th, something like that in the Discord. You can also see Render basically had this move up. Remember, we were just talking about that $40 billion coming in from Saudi Arabia. But look at this, currently still under this weekly VWAP. Still under this weekly VWAP. Actually, it's above it now because it did drop right here. So this is actually good. But I would still be watching this level here, this 1136 sort of zone. We did come down, find support, find support. We're pushing up, but we have two bearish divergences right here showing a little bit of weakness in the data behind the price. So let's watch this zone. If we lose this, I'd be adding to Render if it dipped because I'm bullish on, and it might not happen this month. It might happen in 3, but I'm bullish on the AI project narrative. Now, we all can also see Near came down into the zone, have higher lows throughout this way. We have a trend line through here, found support, bound, and now just breaking out through this weekly VWAP, come down, find support, and moving back up. We can also, what do we say? AERO absolutely ripping since we gave it to you. Where did we give it to you? Well, let's go ahead and see. Am I on the right chart? Yeah. So let me go to the 4-hour chart, double click here. Where do we give it to you? Right here in the middle of this bull flag right here. Sideways action. This is where we got it. 23 cents. Where's it at? $1.19. Those are the kind of gains that I'm looking for. Absolutely. I hope you are too, because that's what this is about. Now, we got to talk about what that next narrative is going to be. Do you all want to know what a very strong possibility for the next narrative for huge gains is going to be? How do we basically get exposure to those altcoins that may start to run explosively before people are really looking at them? That's what we want. If that's what you want, everybody hit that like button. Let's get that like button over 240. It doesn't tell me what the number is for some reason. Let's get it over 240. I'll send $100 of my own money to you. We'll randomly pick, and this is how you enter. Head over to the BitLab Academy page. Head over to the BitLab Academy page. Retweet this tweet right here. I'm going to, and this is how you enter. I'll randomly draw at the end if we get over 240 likes. Retweet to maybe win. We'll randomly draw from a random comment picker. There, I just shared it in the live chat. Now, this is what we want to look at. I'm going to come over here. This is already shared in the BitLab Discord, but we haven't really talked about it much here with BitLab here on the YouTube. And I made some moves. I told you all I made some moves this weekend in my portfolio. I sold Quant, and that's not a slight on Quant. I think Quant is a great project. I had a very hard time selling it, but I realized I'm not really a huge fan of the CBDC play, of the integrating with banking play. It's kind of similar to the XRP narrative. And so I decided to move out of that project and pick up a little bit more risk in this market. And I reallocated that money into several things in the market. What did I get? I got 4,056 Alex Labs coins. Why? BRC20, Bitcoin DeFi. If there's this much excitement about Bitcoin, there's going to be a huge amount of development in the BRC20 narrative. I also added, this is an AI play. So you see what I'm talking about and what I'm doing, I'm actively participating in what I'm sharing with you all as well. And I'm not going to just share the coins that I have exposure to because I don't have exposure to everything. You guys have to make that decision yourself. Now, we also see I got another 8,000 ORDS coins, not dollars, but 8,092 coins. In addition to this, I also I also sold 1 ETH a few days ago, 2 days ago, and I put 50% of the capital from this ETH into Link. So I got 96, I think I got 96 or 92 new Link, and I put 50% in Matic. And I'm feeling good today because Matic is ripping. So when we look at this portfolio, we go to total right here. We can now see Link was much lower. I was like, why is Link so much lower in my portfolio? So I added, we got 366 now, and it's still roughly around the price that I initially bought in at February 7th. But I think this is going to explode when some of the things that they're building out and the way real world asset tokenization is going to be involved, as well as Oracle, as well as what they're doing with Swift, as well as BlackRock, Lightning Chain. I mean, how much more bullish can we be? Now, this is a play everybody knows. So what coins am I talking about? Let's come over here. Let's come to JJ Watchlist, and let's go to the CoinMarketCap watchlist for the BRC20 narrative. That's right. You might have heard it before, but what coins are there? The coins, I'm going to just share this with you all right now. I believe you'll be able to go save this. I'm putting it in the live chat. If you're watching later, you should still be able to see the live chat. It's right there. That is a CoinMarketCap watch list. This is what we're looking at. Stacks, which remember we already have stacks. Ordi, Nervos, Zeta Chain, Threshold, Alex Lab. So I don't have Threshold. I don't have Zeta Chain. And some of these, by the way, because I have something or don't, doesn't make something good or bad. It's based on where I'm allocating stuff, based on the exposure I want, also my time horizon and my understanding of the narrative, and also understanding of a project. Zeta Chain may be better than Alex Labs. I don't know. I don't know anything about Zeta Chain. But this is that 24. This is that BRC20 narrative. So let's go to the max gainers. So you see when these numbers are very high, this means that they're going to be much more risky, but they also have a huge possibility for massive gains. So LIGO, let's come over here. So $13 million market cap. Let's go to 1 year. Okay, had a huge dip. The washout here, base, it's moving back up. So look at where we're at right now. It's basically right at the bottom side of this consolidation range right here. Once we clear this, likely very strong upside. Especially if it's a part of that BRC20 narrative. Now it's going to be a little bit of a scattershot, especially the further down that CoinMarketCap ranking you go. So when we see this is 2,563. I do not in any way recommend you go and put $10,000 in this. When you see something at this small of market cap, depending on how big your portfolio is, this should be something that's very small percentage, under 2%, under 1% even. And again, it's going to depend on your market cap stock. Ordi swap, we have quite a bit of this. Now, I am overexposed in this because I think with this BRC20 narrative, think about it. A DEX is an infrastructure play within an ecosystem because it's facilitating volume and interaction and trading within that ecosystem. So I have quite a bit of this. Multibit, not at all sure what this is. I'll have to look into this. So some of these things we can look in together, but this is up 13% in 24 hours. We can see moving up. Tectum, I don't know. This is why it's good to have community. I can't know everything. Josh can't know everything. You can't know everything, but together we can pool our mental resources and time resources. And sometimes when you do trust somebody explicitly, you can take a little bit of a leap on something that they recommend, but you don't throw your entire bag into anything anybody on YouTube tells you, or even a friend tells you. If you're going to get exposure, do it in a mitigated rate, so you're mitigating your risk by not just throwing everything into it. Have it be a part of your portfolio. LFG, Josh was telling me this morning, he's like, dude, even if you put 500 in there. So I'm going to be taking some profits. I'm not going to take it out of my bank account. I'm going to take some profits on something that's been running in my portfolio and rotate those profits into another exposure. Something that this is already up 25% in the last week, but let's go ahead and look at it. $16 million market cap. Now let's just go back and remind ourselves. Okay, I like all these coins. I like all of, I like all these coins. Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, XRP, Cardano, Avalanche. Now look at these market caps, 88 billion, 85 billion, 35 billion, 23 billion. These will still do well. Some of them will get 3x, 5x, some will get 15x, you know, and the higher likelihood of the huge gains is going to be the further down this list you go. You see ORNJ, only a $39 million market cap. And this is part of that BRC20 narrative. So when the DeFi sector in the BRC20 ecosystem is built out and it is directly tied to the Wall Street chosen crypto of the market because it has that ETF approval, it has, you know, history and security and all that, all those different things, it's going to be in very easily, I won't say 50%, but it'll be a very easy, you know, 2 to 10, 2 to 12% money allocated also into these basically assets that are parallel and adjacent to that Wall Street chosen asset, Bitcoin. So when we come back over here, where were we at? LFG, only $16 million market cap. So this, even at a 10x, is only $1.6 billion. $160 million. We get this to the $1 billion market cap, that gets into the many hundreds of percent gain. Now, none of these are guaranteed. These are looking at a narrative that is likely going to explode within the next 2 months to 2 years. When the BRC20 narrative really starts to see, you know, that social push and development and releases, we're going to see an absolute explosion in capital. And for the people that bet early, because you're being a venture capitalist when you bet on these things early. Alex Labs, I put a couple thousand into Alex Labs this week. Now remember, that's still going to be under 2%. It's going to be, I think I put under 2% of my portfolio in this, but that still felt like a lot because why? This has 264 million, but this has a little bit of a track record. People are, you know, the community behind this, what they're building out, basically DeFi, Bitcoin DeFi, you know, so I got a little bit of exposure to that. You want to know where these coins are? When you click on that link that I shared with you, I'll share it here again if you didn't see it. We can look at paid PM. This is that link. This is a link you can click on. It'll take you to this watch list. On any coin market cap or CoinGecko, if you see somebody bringing up a coin or on YouTube, or you're like, where do I buy that? Stop asking people in the chat. If you do not have the ability to find out where to buy a coin, that means you don't even have the ability to do the diligence that is meaningful enough to have the right to buy it. I'm giving you the basics here, okay? We got to take responsibility for our action. In order to find where you find a coin, you're looking on CoinMarketCap, you type it in, Alex, and bring it up. Okay, well, where do I buy it? I'm not typing that in YouTube. I'm a man of my own. I command my own path. And so I click right here on markets. Boom. There. Now you know everywhere to buy it. Don't have to ask anybody else about it. You don't have to ask people in Discord, you know. Learn the basics. If you don't know the basics, you are going to get destroyed in this market. Now, I'm trying to take everybody along with me. I want you all to succeed. Some of it might sound harsh here and there. No, we got to take responsibility for what we're doing in this market. So let's do it. The first step in responsibility in this market is education. So whether you're doing it on hundreds of hours on YouTube, whether you're reading books, whether you're a part of BitLabAcademy.com and coming over here and taking the courses, understanding the fundamentals and candle patterns and on-chain analysis, all this stuff that we have, or you're just watching the BitLab Academy YouTube stream every day, whatever you're doing, invest time, at least at minimum, in your education so that you can navigate this market. So AERO, oh man, so I did take some profit on this, but this is still ripping. But you know what? I didn't close my whole position. I closed only a portion of it. So even with it closed, let's go ahead and refresh this. Boom. Where's Aerodrome? There's no way. Let's see. Aerodrome. So this hadn't even updated yet. This is going to jump significantly and we'll be up more because I still have a good holding of Aerodrome. So you see what I did? I invested early. It rose. I take some profits from that and I try to get something else next that's early, which is why I rotated that capital into Alex Labs. I added to this position that I got yesterday, actually, and I added some more this morning. But then also there's, so ORNJ we have. Sovereign, I want to look into this one. I've been hearing some stuff about this, but Mint Layer. I've been wanting to get Mint Layer, and I didn't want to take more money out of my account because that account is nearly empty because I am all in on this market. But I don't have a wife or kids. You have to do what's healthy for you. But I added to this because this is, one of those protocols that's on that BRC20 narrative. Let's go over here to the website, Mint Layer, Bitcoin with a side chain. Hello. Essentially like a layer 2. Mint Layer opens Bitcoin to DeFi. So now, doesn't Alex Labs do that? Sure does. Slightly different, right? But what that does is it gives me exposure to 2 different projects. One may completely fail. One may get crushed by a regulation. One may have some sort of breach on the security. But I've split my exposure between 2 projects that are doing similar things. Similar to when you look at my portfolio, this altcoin portfolio, I should say, and you see it's a layer 1 solution, layer 1 solution, layer 1 solution, Oracle and real world asset solution, layer 1 solution, layer 2 solution on this layer 1. So there's a lot of competing projects in here as well, but they all have slightly different communities. They're all doing slightly different things. So again, I do think I have a very strong suspicion that we are going to have a very strong BRC20 run in this cycle. So I might have to be patient. The number 1 tool in this market is patience. The number 1. Do your diligence, sure. Have education, sure. Understand a Fibonacci, sure. But none of it matters if you can't buy something and have the patience to hold it and know, like right now, I don't know when that narrative is going to pop. I just know it's more likely than not that it will. So I'm getting in before the eyes are on it and getting some exposure and doing it in a risk managed way. So if you can get behind that, if that's what you want, if you want to dominate this market, hey man, I want to do it with you. Throw a 1 in chat, show some solidarity here. We got 106. We only got 106 likes. You guys don't want that $100, but that's all good. We're going to be wrapping out here in a second. But before we do, I just do want to say, make sure you head over to, this is actually going to be drawn tomorrow. Head over to the BitLab Academy Twitter page. I'm drawing this tomorrow. And this also has the link for right here, lab.bitlabacademy.com/Josh. This deal is going to be going away very soon. Not only do you get 30 days free for our Discord, you also get locked into the lowest price we've ever had for the premium Discord. And if you want to upsell and get the indicators and the courses as well, you're welcome to do that. It's not required. But sign up here, check your email and your spam folder. There's a 2-step process that absolutely does get emailed to you. If you didn't find it, you didn't look in your spam folder, maybe it's there. But you can sign up with this. And if you share this tweet, I just put it in the live chat. You share this tweet right here, retweet and like. We're going to be randomly drawing a random name from all these people from the random comment picker tomorrow for $100 USDT. Get in here, check out this Discord. We got so much stuff going on with so much stuff going on. Here's just some of the previous member streams right here, rewatch streams. These are, where we have 60 to 120 people in here in our community talking about trend. This is when we were talking about this trend last week, but we're talking about watch lists and breakdowns and trade setups. And that's just the member streams here. But then we also have, of course, the chart requests. You can ask certain things to be charted, scalp setups and breaking down what's going on, Jim calls, DZ sharing some of his trades in here. We got Jim chat talking about those DGEM plays and stuff that maybe nobody knows about yet. VIP charts and breakdown with like absolute alpha from Corduroy and John Dalton, and I share in here as well. Of course, the Kelly Alpha channel right here where I'm breaking things down in this channel. Joshua Jake calls and setups and what he's talking about, what he's really looking at, market updates, all there with that link at lab.bitlabacademy.com/Josh. Sign up there, 30 days free. Lab.bitlabacademy.com, 30-day free here. Boom. I just put it in the chat. lab.bitlabacademy.com/Josh. Get in there. Join us in the family. That's all I got for you today. This video was brought to you by BitLab, which is why I got to share what we're doing and hope you guys get involved and help us grow and have more time, more capital to build out more content. I got a video I'm filming this afternoon. There's no Crypto DGen show today. I'm going to do it tomorrow because I'm filming how to basically airdrop, how-to airdrops with Taco, and we're going to be showing you exactly how you can, participate in that part of the ecosystem. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope everybody, where are we at on likes? Did we get up there? Let's go ahead and look. We got, no way. This is more than 10 likes. 124 likes. Well, we didn't get that. That's okay. We got another giveaway we're doing tomorrow. I love you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join us in the family. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Markets are ripping, but don't get scared if they start dipping. All right, let's do it. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for being here. Use that link, lab.bitlabacademy.com/Josh. Come in and be our friends. Love you guys. Adios.